Good morning all. The purpose of this video is to solve the November 2024 paper, which is paper 3, this for the spreadsheet task. So spreadsheet task, which is task number 2. So it starts from this particular point. We are asked to open and examine N24 hits. So that's the name of the file that we need to look at. So after opening the file, we are told rows 9 to 38 show the number of hits on visits each web page during a 24-hour period. So we'll need to enter your details on the left of the header, and also this text on the right side of the header. So created on, then the date. So the file that is required to be opened is this hits file. So the file looks like this, and that's the file that needs to be edited. When editing file, after placing the header, we need two things on the header. Then we also need to format data in rows 9 to 38 to be center aligned, then to format rows 1 to 8 of the spreadsheet so that it looks like this. So that's the crucial formatting, so basic formatting that needs to be done on this particular spreadsheet. So at this point, the formatting, I had already done the formatting so that we can quickly jump into the calculations. So looking at what needed to be done, it has been emphasized that this all information needed to be center aligned. Then also of note, you need to take note of the rep text. So rep text has been done on these headings from here. So this is total number of hits, average hours number, or average hourly number of hits, travel level, advertising revenue. So these are the areas which you need to do the rep text. So image and center has been done on this part. So this area has been right aligned, image and center, right align this text. Then this one had to be formatted to currency, which is $1, and at the same time formatted to 4 decimal places. So on top of that, header and footer, we needed to do the insert header and footer, whereby you add your details as the header. Then also needed to add this text on the right side of the header, created on in space. You needed also to put the current date here. So created on, then the date. So that's the crucial formatting. So since I've gone to the header footer, I need to go back and on the view, go back to normal so that I can see the whole table and perform my calculations correctly. So those are the crucial changes, and on top of that, you also needed to save the file as a spreadsheet. So file, save as, you save it in the folder you are working on. The crucial part is to change the file type so that it's changed to an Excel workbook. So that I had already done. Now we look at, so this is the formatting that needed to be done, and the formatting is what, 9 marks. As you can see, row number 1 also needed to be changed to 24 points. So jumping straight to question number 3, place a replicable formula in B9 to calculate the number of hits for the web page 41 73 during the 24-hour period. So we need in B9 calculate the number of hits for the web page for the 24-hour period. So this is B9. So it's a simple calculation, total number of hits. So this is the 24-hour period, which is starting from column F up to the last column, which is AC. All right, now to calculate the total number of hits, the calculation is a simple sum. So simply going to do the sum of all the hours from F up to AC. You press enter, so that's the calculation there, F9 to AC9. Now the next calculation goes to place a replicable formula in C9 to calculate the average number of hits per hour for this web page. This is C9. Another calculation, but this time is an average. So average for that 24-hour period. So the calculation is here, which is our average F9 to AC9. Now we move on to the next. Place a replicable formula in D9 using if functions to display the text from cells D4, D5, D6 when the content of cell C9 is greater than the traffic threshold. So we need to place a replicable formula in D9 using nested if functions, and we need to display the text from the cells D4, D5, D6 when the content of the cell C9 is greater than the traffic threshold. So let's look at the table that we are given. So this is the traffic threshold. So if the traffic threshold, our answer needs to be placed in D9. So if the traffic threshold is greater than 400, then it should display high. If it's greater than 250, it should be showing medium. If it's from 0 to 250 or to 249, then it has to be signified as low. So simple calculation there is they've specified we need to do a nested if. So equal to, then I will do my if function. So if function, so with my if, so I'll say if the traffic that we get, let me check, we are comparing with traffic. So to display the text in D4, D5, D6 when the contents of C9. So it is the contents of what? Of C9. So equals to if the contents of C9, so the C9 is greater than this threshold. So it's greater than 400. So I'll make, since I'm using a reference, I will make this absolute. So I've made this constant. Then after that, comma. So if this is greater than 400, then the output should be high. So our output should be high. Then I should also make sure that I lock this output. Now the next output, next condition, again if statement, if the contents of C9, so just get C9 there, is greater greater than this value. So the contents of C9 is greater than this value, and I have to log again this value, then comma. Our output should be, what is to be displayed now is a value that is here, and I have to log that value again. So you have to remember to log your values, then comma. If it's not, then obviously, if it's not high, if it's not medium, then obviously the output would be the low. And I'm going to lock this value in, then I'll close the brackets for the if, left open 2, left close 2. So in any moment, it's showing a high traffic because this number is greater than 400. So let me just replicate the values that I've calculated for now. So seems like the calculation is coming out right. So this is what is expected when it's greater than 400. It should be high. Greater than 250 should be medium. Then anything else should be low. Now we move on to the next part where we are told place a replicable formula in E9 to look up the rate for this traffic and multiply it by the total number of hits per page. So E9, we need to look up for the rate for this traffic, then we multiply it by the total number of hits. So this is where we are. So we need to look up for the rate for this. If it's high, this is the rate. If it's medium, this is the rate. If it's low, this is the rate. So I need to use the VLOOKUP formula. So using the VLOOKUP formula, I would say my lookup value is this value, then comma, my table array is this table array. So I also need to lock my table array so that my values will be correct throughout. So I'll lock the table array, then comma, column index, my output, I'm looking for the rate. So rate is in column number 3 of my selection. Then comma, I need the exact value, which is the false. Then I have to close my VLOOKUP formula, press enter. So VLOOKUP formula, this is my VLOOKUP formula, this is my lookup value, this is my table array, this is the expected output column, which is column number 3. Then I'm looking for an exact value there, so I can copy down this. So our calculation is not complete because we have searched for the rate for now, but according to the question paper, we need to find the rate, then multiply it by the total number of hits. So after finding the rate, which is this, which I've used with the VLOOKUP, we need to multiply it by the total number of hits. Then you press enter. So this is the correct output. So I can copy down this output as well. Now moving on, what's the next part? Replicate this. We have already replicated step 3 to 9. Format cells in E9 to E38 is currency in dollars, 2 decimal place. So we need to format all this data as dollars, 2 decimal place. So I can right click, format cells, then I need currency. So the currency that I need is the dollar. So I can find the dollar. So just use this dollar, then 2 decimal place. Okay, so my currency is in dollar. Then we also take a note that when we formatted the rate has been put in 4 decimal places as a currency. So I'll proceed with the remaining parts in the next video. Thank you.